Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. Today we'll be unboxing a group of WATA certified video games for the Atari 7800. Now back in March of this year, March 20th of 2022, about 5 months ago, we actually posted a video where we went through the 20 rarest titles for the Atari 7800. I gave you my opinion on how I thought they were all going to grade. We sent them off to WATA and VGA for grading, and we do have 15 titles back from WATA. If you guys remember from that video, there are 5 titles in those Absolute Entertainment big boxes. I think they're like this big, so WATA does not grade those. So we had to send those to VGA. We called VGA repeatedly to try to find out how long it's going to take to get those back. Still haven't had any word on those, so who knows how long it's going to take to get those back. But we did get these back from WATA probably about a month and a half ago. It only took them about 3 months to get these back to us. Like I said, VGA, who knows? So instead of holding up the whole video, we're going to go through the 15 that we got back from WATA. And when we get those 5 back from VGA, we'll have a little short video and we'll show you guys the grades we got back for those, because those are some of the rarest titles for the Atari 7800. So I do want to show you guys what we get, but you know, like I said, who knows when they're coming back. So we'll do the 15 here today and take a look at these. Now, I did go through the previous video, take down my notes here on the grades that I gave each individual game, and we'll see how close I got today when we actually cut into this box. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, we got 15 titles here, all for the Atari 7800. This is the standard box size, the ones we sent into WATA. So let's see what we have here. Very excited to cut into these. Like I said, they sat on the shelf for about a month and a half. You know, we were waiting to cut into them, but we really wanted to do them all together. It just didn't turn out that way. All right. Okay, let's take a look. There's only going to be 3 games in this. These big boxes here hold 12. So let's take a look at our first game from the Atari 7800. I'm really excited about these. Okay, first up we have Xenophobe. Now, back when I actually did the analysis of this video, I said a 7.0 to 7.5. And we got 8.0, so a little bit better than I thought. 8.0. A+. So very happy with that grade. Like I said, this one here, very tough to find for the 7800 with this particular graphic. You know, for the 2600 in that red burgundy box, you find those all over the place. But for the 7800, very, very tough title to find. Very nice. 8.0 A+. Like I said, I thought it was going to be a 7, 7.5. So very happy with the surprise on that. All right, let's take a look at our second one here. Oh man, this is a cool title. Another super rare title for 7800, Basket Brawl. What did I say on this one? I said a 9.2 to 9.4, A++. What did we get? We got a 9.6A. 9.6, you know, once again, pleasantly surprised on the upside. Very happy with that. This title here, super, super tough to find this for 7800. And when you do, you know, for a raw game, you're going to be paying $200 to $300 for this. So to get a 9.6, very happy with that. This is a very crisp looking game. Oh man. All right. So far, that's, well, we've only looked at 2 games, but very, very happy with this surprise on the upside for this particular grade. 9.6, that is great. You know, we're one grade off from a perfect game. I don't think there's hardly any WATA 10.0s out there, so a 9.8 is the best you could hope for. 9.6 for a Atari 7800 game, incredibly good grade. All right. Let's take a look at our third game and get this little teeny box here out of our way. This here is one of the more peculiar titles, Ninja Golf. Now, once again, very rare title for the 7800, probably in the top 10 rarest titles for the 7800. I said on this one an 8.0, I believe. That's what I have down here anyway. 8.08. 8.0A even. I thought it was a A+, but an 8.0. Now that is a nice grade. You know, it's not super high, but once again, you know, these were low print runs. A lot of people don't realize that, you know, the Atari 7800 came out in 1986, pretty much right alongside the Nintendo Entertainment System. That came out very heavy in the US market in 1986 as well. Everybody was switching over to NES by then, so a lot of people didn't, adopt the 7800. They either played the 2600 And some people moved on to the 5200, and then that was it for Atari. Everybody went over to the NES, and the rest is history. So 7800, very low print runs. A lot of the games that were made, produced, and not sold were actually destroyed. So not a lot of titles out there for the 7800. So to find these factory sealed in 8.0 condition or higher, those are great games to have in your collection. 8.0, we're happy with this. Ninja Golf, like I said, just a weird title, but fun game, very fun game. All right. Those are our 3 in that little teeny box. Let me get this out of the way here. Okay. Now we got our big box here. Let's go ahead and cut into this guy. These are the remaining 12. All right, this is going to make a mess here. Okay, let's take a look at what we have in this one. Get that out of the way. All right, our first game. Here we have Tank Command. Now this one here, super rare. Any of these Froggo titles, these Froggo games, these are super rare for Atari 7800. Froggo only made a couple games for this system, this being one of them. Now, Tank Command, what did we say we're going to get for this? 7.5 to 8. What did we get? An 8. So, got this one here pretty much right on the dot. So, 8.0 on this. Once again, like I said before, these titles, super low print runs. People did not really play or collect games for the 7800 back in the day. Everybody went to the NES. So, to get this game in an 8.0, incredibly happy with that. We have not seen one higher. We haven't really seen another copy of this game sealed on the market at all. So super happy with this particular title in an 8.0. That is a good start. Good start to this box. So what we got here. All right. Water Ski. Now this is the second Froggo title. What do we say on this one? 7.0 to 7.5 B+. 7.0 B+. So once again, hit this one right on the head. I think this one here had a big hole in the seal. Yeah, there's a big hole in the seal on the back, so we knew we were going to get a B+ on this one, and we did. So 7.0 B+ on this. Wish it was higher. Well, I wish the seal rating was an A, but like I said, we already knew it was going to be B+ because of that hole. This one here does have a lot more crushing on it than the other one. This was worse condition. Once again, Water Ski, you don't see this. This is a title you're going to be paying $200 to $300 for in a raw game. 7.0 is probably a $300-400 game because it is graded in the 7.0. Still a high mid-grade game. 8.0 or above, you're talking probably a $500 game. But, 7.0 on this, we're pleased with that just to have the second Froggo title. You know what? I'm going to cut this flap off here. There we go. That's going to be much easier. All right, our third game. Okay, what do we have here? Here we have Planet Smashers. Once again, one of our rare titles for the 7800. What do we say on this? 7.5 to 8? A 9.0. That is a kind of a huge step up from what I thought. I mean, there's a pretty big ding here on the side of the box, but maybe, you know what? That might be on the seal. I think that's just on the seal. Maybe that's why it graded higher than I thought. I think the seal has a couple dings in it, but the box seems to be okay if you hold it at an angle. So this one here, 9.0 on this. Once again, this here title you do see pop up every once in a while. We don't feel like it's as rare as some of these other titles here, but is on the top 20 rarest titles for the 7800. If you look at any internet list for rare games for 7800, you will see this one. In our opinion, not the rarest, so we probably would have knocked this one out of the top 20, but it's there, so that's why we included it and sent this in. A 9.0, super happy with that. Like I said before, any game for the 7800 that's in the 8.0 or higher, we are happy with those grades. All right, take a look at the fourth one out of this box. Oh, another cool title. Here you have Motorcycle. What do we say on this one? 6.5 to 7. This one wasn't as good. Oh, a 5.5. So we missed this one here about a whole grade. 5.0. There is some damage here on the side. Oh, there's a huge crease on the back. I don't remember seeing that. Maybe I did, and I thought I was gonna not grade so poorly. But yeah, there's a huge crease on the back. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. Yeah, 5.5. You know, we think that's accurately graded. I don't remember seeing that before I sent it in, but it's there. So 5.5 Motorcycle. Once again, a rare title. You don't really see these on the market. Wish it was a higher grade. Can't really get too excited about a 5.5. What do we have next? All right, the Mean 18. Now this one here, super rare. You don't really ever see this factory seal or complete box. Once again, a really rare title. They had a lot of golf games for the 7800 for some reason. And, you know, how many golf games can you buy and play back then? This one here, the Mean 18, super rare. What do we say on this one? 8.0 to 8.5. 9.4. Oh, man, this is way higher than we thought. I mean, you're only two grades away from a perfect game, from a 9.8. Wow, that's an A+. Man, that is a great grade. Now that game looks great, actually. Why don't I see an 8.5 on that? I don't know what I saw the first time, but 9.4, incredibly happy with that for one of the rarest titles. That's great. All right, take a look at the next one here. Here we have Atari Warriors. This is the 7800 silver box version. So what did I say? 7.0 to 7.5 on this. 8.0, so it's pretty much almost right there. Still a surprise to the upside. And it's an A+. This one here, very popular title for the 2600. For the 7800 and this particular graphic on the silver box, very rare, hard to find this factory sealed for the 7800 or complete box for the 7800. For the 2600, you find this thing all over the place. So 2600, incredibly common. This one here is tough to find. 8.0, like I said, 8.0 or higher for 7800 is a good grade. Down to our last 6. Oh man, this is probably one of the most sought after titles for the 7800. Kung Fu Masters. I said a 5.5 to 6 on this. 5.5. Hit it right on the right on the nose there. Man, yeah, there's a pretty bad bowing on this on the bottom here. I don't know if you guys can see that. We did highlight this here. We did show this in our March 20th video. So if you actually take a look at that video, I think we showed it a little bit better. There is some bowing on the bottom of this. I don't think it's worth knocking it down to a 5.5 though, unless you see something else. There's a little crushing. Yeah, you know, there is some crushing on the side here. So 5.5, I'd agree with that. It's a little bit worse looking in the case than it was raw, I guess. So 5.5. That's too bad. Kung Fu Masters, like I said, one of the more popular of the rare games. This is an absolute entertainment game, just like those big box games that we sent off to VGA. This is their standard size. So this one here we sent off to WATA. All the other absolute games we'll show you guys whenever VGA feels like sending them back to us. All right. One of the other super popular titles for the 7800 and one of the rarest. This is Rampage. Now, this was our complete in box version. As we mentioned in the March 20th video, the collector that we bought this whole group from, this whole catalog, actually just sold his factory sealed Rampage 2 weeks before we bought this deal. So we missed out on it, but he did have a complete in box version. So we took that in. We thought we were going to get a pretty good grade on this. What we said, 9.0 and 8.0. We were just grading the box. So let me see these subgrades here. The box is an 8.0, the card is an 8.0, the manual is an 8.0. All right, well, everything's an 8.0. So I was hoping maybe the contents would kick up the grade a little bit, but everything's 8.0 across the board. This one here, like I said before, super popular for the 7800, incredibly rare title. So if you can find this in any grade, factory sealed, it's worth picking up. This one here, complete box, still probably a $500 game in an 8.0. So happy with that, but wish that thing was factory sealed. We have the whole factory sealed catalog of all the games for the 7800 except Rampage. If any of you guys out there have a Rampage for the 7800 for sale, please send us an email about that. We would be very interested if it's an original factory seal. All right. The next incredibly popular rare title for the 7800, one you never, never, never see factory sealed. Double Dragon. What did we say on this? We said a 9.0 to 9.2. Oh my God, 7.5. That's awful. Well, in comparison to what we thought we were going to get, 7.5 for this game is still a good grade. Like I said, I can't imagine there's any more than 3 or 4 of these factory sealed ever graded. This is a tough grade, a tough game to find for a 7800. The bottom is bowed a little bit, you know, but I guess, yeah, there's some crushing on the side. What is this? 7.5. That's probably fair. Man, I was hoping for a higher grade on that. I guess it looked better before they put it in the holder. 7.5, Double Dragon, still a decent grade. Still probably $700-800 game, you know, in a 7.5, just for the simple fact that you do not see those factory sealed. 3 games left. Here we have Alien Brigade. Now this one here, you see this pop up once in a while, and people always ask $300 or $400 for the raw game. This is considered one of the 20 rarest games. Like I said, you do see this one pop up frequently just because it's Alien Brigade. Kind of a peculiar art on the front. You know, the cover art is pretty memorable, so I think people did collect this game when they saw it on the shelf, and over the years, if people saw it factory sealed, they did keep this just because the art is pretty fantastic. So I think this one here people did hang on to, but it still is on the list for the 20 rarest games. So what did we say on this one? 8.0, 8+, 9.0. All right. Once again, surprise hit upside. We like to see those. Not so much on the downside. So this one here, Alien Zombies Invade. Prepare for battle. Super cool game, you know. Alien Brigade for 7800, 9.0. Very, very happy with that. We thought we were going to get an 8, so 9.0 on that game is very pleasing. All right, down to our last 2 games. What do we have here? This is Fatal Run. Once again, incredibly rare title, factory sealed. You hardly ever see this thing pop up on the market. It's a 9.4 A+. What did we say? We said a 9.0. Once again, surprising on the upside. You know, those guys really liked us on this group. Except for the very rare games that we hope we get better grades on. All these other ones, though, these still rare games. But, you know, Double Dragon, wish we had a better grade on. Kung Fu Masters. But, once again, you know, I'm not at all upset with the 9.4 on the Fatal Run. Like I said, you just do not see this game ever on the market. So this is a great grade to have in this game. Super cool. All right. Down to our last game. Wrap it up with a pinnacle of the 80s and 90s. Mat Mania Challenge. You know, if you guys were children of the 80s and 90s, you remember how important the wrestling was. You know, it came on with the Saturday morning cartoons almost. It was everywhere. So tons of wrestling games came out in the late 80s and early 90s. This one here, once again, super cool 80s, 90s graphics here on the front. What did we say on this? Mat Mania, we said a 9.0. Oh, we got a 9.2. You know, we're off a teeny bit on the downside, so we did get another upside surprise. A 9.2 A+. Incredibly happy with that. Like I said, this one here, tough to find in good condition, factory sealed. You see these pop up, you know, beat up on the market every once in a while, because once again, you know, if you're a child of the 80s and 90s, you probably wanted to keep one of these factory sealed or in good condition, because wrestling was a huge part of any child's life in the 80s and 90s. So a lot of guys kept these games, you know, just for nostalgia. So this one here, 9.2, incredibly happy with that. Mat Mania Challenge. Still a really rare title for 7800. So there you have the 15 titles we did get back from WATA. When we get those 5 back from VGA, we'll do another little teeny video, show you guys those 5, because those are incredibly rare. We really want you guys to see what grades we got back from them. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.